Okay, I just had to do a video. I had to do a video for you guys real quick. First of all, I'm watching what's called the Never Ending Story, right? And I don't know what's going on. Let me put me on because like I did another video. You like barely could see me. Okay, so I'm watching a Never Ending Story, and it's talking about how all the adults in their world they don't have imagination anymore. So they don't exist anymore. And it just all made sense to me then, at that point, that there's a symbiotic relationship between us and God and us and the spirits. It's not that it's superior to us. It needs us to imagine it, to manifest it. And I think that's really deep. I think that's why they keep these stories going. It's beautiful because like your grandfather, your grandmother, everybody that died, you become them and you take on their story and then you teach your children the traditions of your family so that they can take on your story. I think that's really deep. I think that's really beautiful. And I just wanted to acknowledge that. You can barely see me. You can barely see my hair. But anyhow, the message to me was to keep the story going, keep imagining, keep being myself, keep being bold. Because in a world where everybody's trying to conform, and in a world where the people that are unique get insulted for being different, I want to be somebody to stand up and say, your imagination does matter. And you need your imagination to exist. So anybody telling you that that's funny, that's silly, that don't do that, don't believe in that, they really got a serious issue. And we're going to go into this next season, this new year, with full faith about what we want to manifest. We're not going to continue to create variations of other plans. We're going to start to say, no, this is what I want, and this is how it's going to happen. And we're going to be all absolutely shocked. Like, there's a lot of elite people, there's a lot of people in the upper echelon that don't really talk to people about this type of thing because y'all are always talking about they're the devil, they're Illuminati. Again, these are characters that you create. And that's the whole point of what I wanted to talk about. Look at her scratching me. Can Gooba, Gooba, Gooba. You know what's so crazy? My cousin actually reached out to me. My cousin by marriage, my Puerto Rican cousin, and he was talking to me about how, he was like, "Ali, you sound crazy sometimes, but when you really think about what you say, it makes sense." So look, I understand how y'all feel. When sometimes the things I say don't make sense, and you try and figure it out, but just give it some time because that's the whole point. If it made sense, would you question it enough to go through an experience and enough to go through a journey? We're not really sure. You have to go through that. You have to be like, okay, so what's this about? And as you ask, your path is revealed. Also, what I've discovered is that the cross itself, the Christian cross, oh my God, it represents so much. Like the first square, being on your square and all this and that, it's all about imagination. Like, let's just say, for instance, all your negativity, all the bills, all that shit didn't have nothing to do with your life at this point. You be sitting here imagining things, somebody gave us something to imagine, and that's why this world is the way it is. So if we imagine something different and we stand on our imagination and visualizations and we affirm them within, like, oh, praying with supplication, this and that. When we affirm our manifestations within, that's when they're, out in our lives. And I know this is going to sound fucking crazy, and it's cool. But me deep down, I'm just put it to you like this. My husband's name is Jesus. And deep down, I was like seeing all these messages, all these signs about Jesus. And then finally, I remembered all the things Jesus did for me on Calvary and this and that, the songs. All the songs we've been singing, all the stories, they manifest. So in understanding that, and it's just a personal thing. I'm not going to talk about and unpack my life. You got to show me that you're worthy for me. Like, you have to have faith in Jesus just to talk to me. If you don't believe that Jesus or anything inside of you can manifest in your reality, you can't even talk to me. You would never understand. You will never understand what I'm talking about until you become a child unto God. Now, what is God? God is word. So these words that you hear, you can't what? Lean into your own understanding, because they unpack themselves in different ways. If life is a cycle, when I was a kid, I watched a never ending story, and then now as an adult, I'm starting to understand what that meant. Damn it, this girl is squeezing me. Why are you scared, Google Mama? Google Mama. I should turn the light on. Yo, I'm gonna turn this light on. That's what I'm gonna do. Jesus. Okay, great. All right, now I got light. Okay, I'm getting my office light. Oh no, it's unplugged. Damn it. Okay. This is all the light I can give you right now. It's all the light we can give you. Because Kaylani wants to be up till 6 in the morning and then go to sleep. Nobody told me how much kids bring you out. Look at your mother. What? 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 That. Okay, that's enough of that. See, she's trying to hang up. She be trying to hang up on people and start the video. This is the point, though. So now that I'm right, older, I'm like, oh, that's what it meant. And I'm sitting up here thinking, like, how the hell am I ever going to tell my kids how to, imagine and this and that? And you know what? Let me tell you something. It's automatic. They have their own imagination. And that being said, I think the world we live in tries to knock the shit out of us. Because what that wolf say? Wolf on Wall Street, this dark figure. What did it say in the movie Neverending Story? It said, I exist to, I'm the nothing. Like it's saying, without imagination, without inspiration, you become nothing. And I'm looking at the world like, that's what happened. Because as a happy person, and I want support of that. Right? And I'm living in a world where it's like, they don't support that. I mean, now they do. Because I'm going to force this bitch to be happy. When there's things going wrong around you and you're the only one that, everything's different, you start to see things, you are the chosen one. And I didn't mean chosen as in a special this and that. I mean, you are chosen to change things. And that's what you need to do. What, you want some screen time? She always touching stuff, y'all. Look, she gonna hang up. She wants some screen time. Look at it. Because look, check this out. Even my imagination, when I imagine what my child might be saying to me, that is right. So what if your imagination wasn't something that was make-believe, oh, this is a fantasy? What if your imagination is real and you need those faculties to create? Well, that's the reason why they try to say, work, be industrious, this and that. Like, don't get me wrong, we need that in our society. But if I was a female president, I would say, look at these people's birth chart and see what they're meant to do. And only give them those jobs. Because my whole thing is if you keep giving people things that they don't want or they're not qualified for, they're going to mess it up. Which explains why everything is the way it is, all corrupt. It's not just corrupt, it's stupidity. And I, as a force, would rather say, I'm tapping your phone, I'm injecting you with poisonous vaccinations, instead of vaccinations that can help you, because I want to put fear inside of you. Because the truth is, if you're in your own reality and you're projecting your reality, either or, then how can anything harm you? I mean, like, if you believe it does, it will. And I think that's why the media is the damn devil damn near. Because we talk about reactions to food from groups of people or certain people, but it's not all people. Some people... So I'm not allowed to talk, okay? Kept me up all night. You got to go with it. That job talk about, oh, you got to be here 8 o'clock. That's bullshit. Let me tell you something. If I was president, it'd be like, I'm trying to. It'd be like, oh, you be here between 6 and 6:30. All that goddamn traffic. Atlanta, the lost their mind. Yeah, you want to wheel, you want to. She said, stop cussing. So this is my thing, though. It's really, really deep. Look, I had to say something because